Rags to Riches Chapter 21. Qin Ming carried that black plastic bag with 88,000 back to school. He did not want to go to the get-together that Zhao Linyu said. Those women are good-looking, but they are all snakes and scorpions, completely despise him, not to mention now fallen like a chicken. Qin Ming would like to go back to the Cloud Peak Villa to stay, but he still has to attend classes tomorrow, and he can't be too extravagant. And quat, hey, Xiao Ming, you're here, and quat. At the entrance of the school, Qin Ming ran into Zhao Linyu, Liang Xiaoyang and Sun Jipeng head-on, with a man and 4 women on the side. Qin Ming had a black face. This is not late or early, it just so happens that they ran into each other when they were going out to the base bar. What a shitty fate. Zhao Li Niu happily walked forward, reached out to Qin Ming's shoulders, said and quat, ha, quite timely. Ah, why are you all wet? And quat. The crowd saw Qin Ming. But now Qin Ming was soaked to the skin. A girl laughed and said, and quat, it was just a thunderstorm, so you couldn't have heard that you could go to the bar with Ling Ling, so you rode your bike back, right? Tisk, Ling Ling, you are really charming. And quat, peeped ha ha ha, and quat. Except for the 3 brothers in Qin Ming's dormitory, everyone else burst into laughter. Liang Xiaoyang's girlfriend Zhao Menghua was also angry and said in quat, this Qin Ming is too competitive. Right? Yang, I have pulled down my face for your brother to ask Ling Ling out. Look, what is he doing? And quat. Liang Xiaoyang is also depressed, went up and said in quat, Xiao Ming what happened to you? Chen Mulin chase a lot of people, she also happens to want to fall in love, today. There is a rich generation hard to follow, but that rich generation Chen Mulin do not like too much, so you want to create an opportunity to show, and quat. Sun Jipeng also came forward and asked in quat, Xiao Ming, the opportunity of a lifetime. Chen Mulin is better than that Li Meng in every way. If you can woo her, you won't have to suffer from Li Meng's anger in class. And quat, Qin Ming wanted to say, he does not care about you Chen Mulin. But facing the dormitory 3 brothers, they have done so much for themselves, but also want him to get out of the shadow of love sooner. Qin Ming, words stuck in his throat, cannot say. Cannot let the brothers' cold heart. A man came up, arrogant attitude, nostrils to the sky, said in quat, hey, you are the toad want to eat the swan's meat Qin Ming? I also heard that you don't have money to cure the library to steal Ling Ling's breakfast. Are you still your man? Dating also do not dress better. And quat. A girl next to Chen Mulin said, and quat. Yes, Luo Xiao, it's him. Really, how can our Ling Ling look at him? Our Ling Ling family is rich and beautiful, a dress is worth his monthly salary. And quat. Zhao Li Niu said discontentedly, and quat. Our Xiao Ming has excellent grades and will earn big money after graduation. And quat. Luo Xiao disdainfully smiled and quat. Is that so? So Qin Xiao is a high school student, really impressive. It's a pity that I'm just a rich kid who doesn't learn anything and waits all day to inherit his father's business. It just so happens that my father's company recently lacked a regional manager, a monthly salary of 28,000. Why don't I tell my father? Qin Xiao is my brother, my father may be directly arranged on. In the future, Qin Xiao will have money. Well, slightly can rival me a little. How to say I have 50,000 a month pocket money. And quat. Haha, Luo Xiao, you are too kind, right? Not yet graduated to give 28,000 salary is too generous. But then, no matter how good he is still working for you. And quat. Wow, Luo Xiao is so rich, Luo Xiao likes me just fine, Ling Ling. You are so happy, Luo Xiao likes you so much. And quat, Luo Xiao such is our girl's dream. Man, and quat, that stinky silk has nothing to say, right, tisk, this fallen chicken looks still. Come to Ling Ling, really a demented man, and quat, he actually has the cheek to be here? Do not be ashamed of this person, and quat, the few girls around Chen Mulan, talking to each other too. Bury Qin Ming, in fact, are Luo Xiao early to spend money to buy through, today is to help Luo Xiao's favor to pick up girls. These few girls see Qin Ming's silk down and out, all without the role of Luo Xiao's money, since they are laughing at Qin Ming. Qin Ming this look, not to mention the pursuit of Chen Mulan, the pursuit of them, they are also not willing to accept. Ah, Zhao Li Niu asked anxiously and quat, Xiao Ming, why don't you go back and change a set of clothes first? And quat, Qin Ming shook his head and said, and quat, forget it, brother Niu, I appreciate the kindness of the brothers. But now my appearance is really a bit shameful, I'd better go back. I won't bother you guys anymore. And quat, Luo Xiao heard Qin Ming wise to go away. Secretly nodded his head, the man who knows the time is handsome, not with him Luo Xiao grab women is the right choice. At this time Qin Ming looked at Chen Mulan, he had little interest in Chen Mulan, and did not want to cause her trouble, he wanted to refuse once more. Zhao Li Niu they will not introduce Chen Mulan in the future, right? Chen Mulan has been silent, she actually has no good feeling about Qin Ming, but cannot stand the good girlfriend Zhao Menghua as a lobbyist, and Qin Ming is also really powerful reading, will say not allowed to get ahead. But then powerful, can have Luo Xiao kind of rich second generation strong? But Luo Xiao is known as a philandering carrot. University years, girlfriend changed more than a dozen, including the university city other schoolgirls, sleep tired of dumping, so bottomless lifestyle, really let Chen Mulan hate, she has not been in love, naturally wanna make a good character of the boy, of course, must also be handsome. Zhao Menghua said, and quat, Mulan, you say something. This Qin Ming should be working part-time, heard you also went out to the bar, it is estimated that the rain rushed back, want to go back to the dormitory to change a set of clothes and then come out, coincidentally bumped into it. Although he is a little poor, too shabby, but at least more attentive to you, and quat, although Zhao Menghua also dislikes Qin Ming in his heart, but his boyfriend is Liang Xiaoyong, or to the boyfriend. Chen Mulan nodded and said, and quat, yes, I don't want that Luo Danan to follow me like a fly all day. The first use of Qin Ming dump Luo Danan and then let's say, and quat, Chen Mulan said, and quat, Qin Ming, you are my invitation. Last time in the Man Fu restaurant said something excessive, this time is a special invitation to drink you to make amends. You do not appreciate the face, and quat. Qin Ming was stunned, it was actually for him to admit his mistake? In an instant, Qin Ming's perception of Chen Mulan improved a lot. This girl is very proud, but can admit her mistake in public, and also invite him to drink to apologize, is not too bad. Qin Ming said, and quat, since the beautiful Chen has said so, I also respectfully submit to the order, and quat. However, the girl next to Chen Mulan was dissatisfied and said, and quat, oh, Ling, why do you want to be with such a poor man? And soaking wet silk man, and quat, that's right, what is our status? He can afford it. Even I can't afford it, let alone you, and quat, he is also too shameless. Luo Young or so give face to him, he still do not know the time, and quat. Listening to these sneers, Qin Ming really got angry, although he had Always been very low profile, but what happened today made him feel that it was necessary to show his financial power and hit these gold-digging women hard in the face. He raised the black plastic bag in his hand and said angrily and quote, "Who said I don't have money? I have plenty of money. Here is 88,000, I just earned from the stock market." And quote. A girl made a disdainful face and quote, "Oh, still earned from the stock market, just stuff a few bricks." And quote. Chin Ming directly took out a stack of money and said and quote, "Is this money a brick?" And quote. The crowd took a look and then laughed out loud. Chin Ming was stunned. They laughed at what? Looked down at the money held in his hands. Grass. What happened? The money in Chin Ming's hand is not real money, is the bank to practice counting money with and quote. Practice bills and quote. He took back, forgot to confirm once, so it made such a mess. Chapter 22 and quote. Ha 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 ha, laughing my ass off, I can't, ha ha ha, and quote, that's a practice bill. Ha ha ha, and quote, 88,000 earned in the stock market, ha ha ha, and quote, and a fucking high school student, a brainy high school student, right? And quote, my first time. The first time I see people who take fake bills as real money, ha ha ha, actually, ha ha ha. And quote. Chin Ming so embarrassed, how crazy these people laugh, he was more embarrassed. Cheeks on fire, this is too embarrassing. He opened the plastic bag to see the bills inside. They were all fake, he was cheated by the girl who begged. But Chin Ming was confused again. At that time her eyes did not look like a fake. Moreover, he began by donating money, sent out. If the girl is a fraud, she has no need to come back. What happened in the middle? Chin Ming did not have time to investigate the truth, and now has made a fool of himself. Zhao Li Niu. 3 people have completely shut themselves up, they despite the heart to Chin Ming, but Chin Ming repeatedly make a joke, they are also very difficult to do. Zhao Menghua even covered her eyes speechlessly, she regretted saying good things for Chin Ming all the time. Luo Danan is laughing back and forth and quote, Mu Ling, I ha ha ha. I swear, my money must be real. Money, ha ha ha. At least not like this kid, ha ha ha. Real money, fake money cannot tell, ha ha ha. And quote. Chen Mulin face covered with frost, she is 1.7 m height, pavilion, standing in. The crowd looks like she has excellent posture, she is proud, in the spirit of giving Chin Ming a chance, or let her avoid the pursuit of Luo Danan. The result is good, Chin Ming directly snapped her face, so that she also followed the ridicule. Chen Mulin was so angry that she stomped her foot and said, and quote, Luo Danan, where is your car? Didn't you say you would take me for a ride? And quote. Luo Danan's spirit was shaken. He knew his chance had come. Chen Mulin chose him in anger. So tonight, driving, eating, watching the show, hotel all in one, successfully took the business school's beautiful Chen Mulin's first blood. Luo Danan also in quote, grateful in quote, looked at Chin Ming, said in quote, brother, thank you. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're getting into. A short while later, a red convertible coupe Ferrari docked in front of the crowd. Luo Danan personally opened the door for Chen Mulin. Chen Mulin was so angry that he sat directly in and did not care about Zhao Menghua them. As for the other girls, they were paid by Luo Danan to help as lobbyists, so naturally they won't be light bulbs. Luo Danan sat in the driver's seat, a wave of the hand said and quote, kid, no money to go home and watch the film Jerk. Do not play a fat face, experience the night on the road 300 yards and passion? You have no chance. to experience in this life. You guys are really a tease, haha, and quat, boom boom. Boom tilde, and quat, Ferrari out of the money roar. In the blink of an eye, the red rear lights are left. Zhao Meng Hua angry directly away and quat, Liang Xiaoyang, you again please me this, I will break up with you. And quat, Liang Xiaoyang anxiously rushed to catch up and quat, wife, this is a misunderstanding, wife wait for me. And quat, Sun Jipeng and Zhao Liniu patted Qin Ming, said. And quat, Xiao Ming, what's wrong with you? You used to be with Li Meng, it's not so bad to get into this and quat, Qin Ming cried and laughed and quat, I said there are a lot of misunderstandings, do you believe me? And quat, Zhao Li Niu helplessly shook his head, said and quat, we believe you useless. Forget it, you are also tired, go back first. And quat, Qin Ming really cannot explain, an explanation will have to start from his encounter with Li Meng today. How long will it take to say? Qin Ming simply do not explain, go back to the dormitory. However, Qin Ming just showered and changed clothes. Liang Xiaoyang came to the phone and quat, Qin Ming, hurry to the city hospital. Something happened. Chen Mulin had a car accident. Hospitalization money is not enough, you help me to bring my wallet under the pillow. And quat, Qin Ming did not think that only half an hour after the accident, it is too unlucky. This time he felt that he could not lose face again because of the money problem. He called Song Ying and said, and quat, Song Ying, come pick me up and take me to the city hospital. And quat, within a few moments, a long Rolls-Royce drove to the entrance of the school, and Song Ying thoughtfully opened the door for Qin Ming. Song Ying said and quat, young master has a friend hospitalized? City hospital actually also belongs to your industry, subordinate to the Guang City Industry Management Group of Hu Qing is responsible for management as long as the young master informed. The young master's friend can get the fastest and best treatment. And quat, Qin Ming actually did not understand what the situation, just said and quat, no. Hurry, go see first. And quat, Qin Ming came to the emergency room. There are quite a lot of people here. He saw Ling Xiaoyang and Zhao Menghua and other people, is surrounded by a bed to calm Chen Mulin, and Chen Mulin sprained the neck, forehead some bruises, other basic no big deal. But no. Luo Dan and Liang Xiaoyang saw Qin Ming came, took his wallet, said and quat, you guys wait, I go first to pay for the medicine. And quat, Qin Ming asked while walking and quat, what's going on? And quat, Liang Xiaoyang whispered and quat, something big, that Luo Danan is a madman, racing on the road to 300 yards, the result is not good control, emergency brake, but still rear-ended. Chen Mulin has a seatbelt, and airbag protection, only a sprain and a slight concussion. That Luo Danan did not buckle the seatbelt, was thrown out of the car, head-on by a funeral home car to hit, has been sent to the morgue. And quat, Qin Ming is speechless about this girl. Soak, this forced to pretend, to their lives are hitched in awe. The ups and downs of life is really too exciting. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. She was tugging at a doctor's sleeve, begging and quat, doctor, please, isn't the surgery all arranged? Can't the surgery be done first? It's important to save lives. And quat, but that doctor also helplessly shook his head and quat, surgery is arranged by the hospital. I have 5 or 6 operations every day, not to do your mother's surgery. There are other people's surgery, I cannot do over. You'd better hurry up and pay the money. I thought you could prepare enough money. But it turned out to be some fake money. You're not making a joke. And quat, I don't know why. Ooh, and Quat. Bai Yu Chun covered her face and cried, very sad and Quat. Obviously it's all real. Money, I borrowed it from the lending company. Why? And Quat. The doctor said, and Quat. Girl, the hospital is not a charity. We doctors and nurses do not charge you money with the instruments. Materials, blood packets, drugs, utilities are to be paid off. The money is not available. We are really difficult to do. You think of another way. And Quat. Bai Yuchen sat helplessly on the ground. Her eyes revealed despair, tears could not stop falling. When she heard the phone ringing, she hurriedly took out an old machine with a button and said, and Quat. Hello? Brother? Where are you and your sister-in-law? I lost Mom's life-saving money. I'm really too useless. Ooh. Shush, what? You took it? When did you? You used fake money to replace all the real money, brother, you. Brother, you really watched Mom die? Brother, hello, and Quat. Qin Ming watched quietly aside, that Bai Yuchen finished the phone call, more desperate, with her as the center around a radius of 3 meters or a gray, the corridor of nurses and patients' families have a tacit agreement not to approach the past. Qin Ming listened to her phone call and figured out why his 88,000 was fake money. It was stolen and replaced by the girl's brother, who took his mother's life-saving money for his own enjoyment. The same children, treating their parents, really have different attitudes. Qin Ming suddenly did not want to blame her for giving herself a bunch of fake money. She is also a poor person. Qin Ming waved to Song Ying not far away. Song Ying immediately walked up and said softly and Quat. Young master, what's the matter? And Quat. Qin Ming pointed to the girl sitting on the ground in front of him and said, and Quat, you tell the hospital to operate on her mother immediately, and if she asks who helped her, you can say that Global Fortune helped her. And Quat. Song Ying answered and went up and patted Bai Yu Chun's shoulder. On the other hand, Qin Ming saw Liang Xiaoyang paid the fee, also silently followed him to the emergency room to visit Chen Mulan, but just returned to the emergency room, saw the black pressure of a group of big men. Will Chen Mulan they surrounded. A noble woman pointed at Chen Mulan in a stern voice and cursed and Quat. You calamity, I want you to pay for my son's life. Tonight, you must die. And Quat. Chapter 23. Here in the emergency room, 4 hospital security guards were knocked to the ground. 10 brawny men surrounded Chen Mulan's bed, Zhao Menghua and others, although Chen Mulan's friends, but obviously do not want to get into trouble, at this time has been scared to hide to the side. Chen Mulan is like a little lamb, the feeling of being watched by countless hungry wolves. She was helpless, she had nothing to rely on, and she regretted it even more. Why did she get into Luo Danan's Ferrari? He is a madman. Feel the degree and passion of 300 yards. At night in Guangcheng, passion to Yama, this can be blamed on her? The noblewoman was furious. Like a madwoman, frothing at the mouth and cursing in Quat. My son is dead, in a cold morgue, and you're a vixen, a slut, and you killed my son. And Quat. The noblewoman stepped forward and slapped her across the face. The slap, Chen Mulan had already sprained her neck, the slap could not be evaded, and it hurt so much that she cried. Chen Mulan couldn't help but fight back, and Quat. Don't be arrogant, my father will come to save me. And Quat. The noblewoman yanked Chen Mulan's head and scolded, and Quat. You think I don't know who you are? The Chen family, Tim Chen's daughter, is just a small business doing food distribution, compared to our Luo family is a small witch. The municipal party committee leaders are my Luo family guests. There are relatives of my Luo family in the provincial party committee compound. Your Chen family's largest customers is our Luo family too. Help! Your father is not even worthy of my shoes. My man, a phone call, it is enough to make your Chen family business is cut off. The company will close down in half a month. You seduced my son and killed my son. Don't think that's enough. I want your whole family to be buried with you. I want your whole family to be buried with you. Somebody kidnap her for me. Don't you like to seduce men, you vixen? I'll find 10 men to serve her tonight. And quat. Hiss, how ruthless. This noblewoman even openly robbed someone in the hospital. When Chen Mulin heard Luo Danan's mother's words, she was so scared that her face was bloodless. 10 men to serve her in turn, which meant that her death was extremely miserable. And quat. No, Sister Wawa, help me call the police. And quat. Ali, save me quickly. And quat. Ah Hong, call the police, save me. And quat. Chen Mulin was so frightened that she grabbed the bars of the hospital bed with a death grip, and she cried out to her friends for help. But the noblewoman coldly said, and quat. Whoever dares to help her is against my Luo family and will end up the same as her. If you don't believe me, you can try and challenge the upper class in Guangcheng. And quat. Gulu, Zhao Meng, Hua and others are scared stiff body. They are really afraid. The Luo family had money, power, and connections. And although Chen Mulin's family was good, they couldn't compare to the Luo family, and even the Chen family couldn't compete, let alone fight with the Luo family. When Chen Mulin saw that none of her friends were willing to stand up for her, her heart went cold. And at this time, Chen Mulin's father, Tim Chen, arrived at the door. And quat. Dad. And quat. Chen Mulin hope for the stars, hope for the moon, finally look forward to the arrival of her own father. She seems to have grabbed the straws of life, loudly called and quat. Dad, save me, save me, I'm so scared, woo woo, and quat. However, Tim Chen came in and immediately knelt down and begged the noblewoman and quat. Mrs. Luo, please spare our Chen family. My daughter can do a medieval marriage with Luo Xiao. She will also be the daughter-in-law of the Luo family. You can do whatever you like. Please spare the rest our Chen family. I did not expect Luo Xiao to die in a car accident. And quat. This. Chen Mulin saw her own father say so, but also let her in. Luo Danan to carry out a medieval marriage. She is not the Chen family in the future? Chen Mulin. Completely desperate, Luo family is too strong. For the sake of the rest of the Chen family, can only sacrifice her. Chen Mulin cried and regretted her intestines. I should have known not to take the Ferrari for a ride. Perhaps that Qin Ming, although a little silk, poor, silly, if you choose him, went to the bar to drink. There is no more shit, then she is still the proud little princess. However, the noblewoman was not satisfied, kicked away Tim Chen, said and quat. Chen boss. You taught a good daughter, seduced my son, killed my son. Then you should accept this situation. You buy a good cemetery for your Chen family before it's too late. Take it away. And quat. Several burly men immediately went forward and forcibly drove Chen Mulin to leave. And quat. Stop. Who dares to make trouble in the hospital? And quat. The crowd was shocked. At this time, who still dared to make a sound? At this moment, who dares to speak out? At this moment, Qin Ming walked straight out and crossed in front of Chen Mulin, saying in quat. Do you still have the law? Robbing people in the hospital? Old demon woman, your son, in order to show off the rich, had to drag people to go for a ride. Driving is he. Even the passenger Chen Mulin injured, should be your Luo family to pay money to the Chen family is right. And quat. Qin Ming thought, you robbed people in the hospital under the name of Lousy's business, then the hospital's reputation is bound to be damaged. The interests are also damaged. How can Lousy sit back and watch? Chen Mulin was very shocked. Why at this time, Qin Ming would be willing to help her out? Even her father had abandoned his pawn to protect the marshal. Why was Qin Ming willing to risk his life to help her? Anyway, at this time Chen Mulin's world is gray. Qin Ming gave her a ray of light. She looked at Qin Ming's eyes, not the old mockery and despise, more than a point of tenderness. Chen Mulin cried and said, "En quoi? Qin Ming, thank you. I'm sorry for saying such disgusting things to you in the past. Ooh. Really sorry." En quoi? Qin Ming grinned back. En quoi? It's okay, we are also considered friends. It is right to help each other. En quoi? The woman is angry. Her son's bones are not cold. She wants to revenge Chen Mulin, this evil spirit, but there are still people against her? Her whole face sank. She carefully looked at Qin Ming. Except for his youth, there was nothing special about him. The three brothers in Qin Ming's dormitory were shocked. At this time, Qin Ming ran out to do what? Liang Xiaoyang hurriedly said, "En quoi? Xiao Ming, come back quickly. It is too dangerous. Do not see people hired bodyguards are not simple." En quoi? Zhao Linyu also advised En quoi? Xiao Ming, although it is good to have a sense of justice, but also to distinguish the occasion, a gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. En quoi? Zhao Menghua said helplessly. En quoi? Although you are quite righteous, but what is the use of men just have righteousness? No money, no power. Strong head is also the part of humiliation. Ah. En quoi? Before Chen Mulin that a few of Luo Danan bribed girlfriends, also sneered at Qin Ming. En quoi? This person really do not measure themselves, stealing cakes, picking up girls in the rain, fake money as real money, and now out to do what? En quoi? En quoi? That's right, you think you can solve things just by standing up for yourself? The Luo family is a powerful, you messed up, but also harmed Ling Ling's reputation. Others misunderstood what relationship Ling Ling and you like. En quoi? En quoi? Forget it, he wants to die himself, we can't stop it, let him die. En quoi? Whether they care about Qin Ming or humiliate him, everyone feels that Qin Ming has no background and it is really a wrong choice to stand out strongly, but no one dares to move. After all, those sturdy bodyguards of the noblewoman look too intimidating. The noblewoman heard the words of these people. Anger has judged that Qin Ming is a white man with no background. Her eyes fierce, said. En quoi? No power and no power stink silk can also be against my Luo family? It seems that my Luo family is too low profile. Small dogs and cats also dare to jump in front of me. Just you also want to force the head? Give a fight, break his legs and pull to feed the dogs. En quoi? Chapter 24. Although Qin Ming used to love to fight, the body is a little, but in the face of these long-trained sturdy men, is not an opponent. But he does not intend to give way, still protect Chen Mulin. Chen Mulin at this moment to Qin Ming as a reliance, hands cowering behind him, shivering. En quoi? I'll see who dares to make a move. En quoi? A louder roar at the door, followed by a person that Qin Ming did not expect. Hu Qing rushed in with fire and fury. As soon as Hu Qing appeared, Song Ying and those bodyguards immediately stopped their hands and feet and did not make any rash moves. After Hu Qing came in, the first time he looked apologetically at Qin Ming and bowed. He blamed himself. The young master's friends in his management of the hospital encountered this kind of thing. If the young master encountered something suffocating again, then his future will really come to an end. Hu Qing also felt very fortunate. Fortunate that his hemorrhoids made today, he happened to come to the hospital for surgery, so as soon as he heard Song Ying's call, he immediately ran out of the operating room, saying what to rush to the first scene. Take good care of the young master's friend, give the young master's friend the best medical care. But as soon as he arrived at the emergency room, he saw that these people were going to make a move on Qin Ming, and Hu Qing was instantly furious. Hu Qing directly approached the noblewoman and angrily shouted, "And what, Mrs. Luo, you are so arrogant. Saying that you beat people up, saying that you arrest people, this is the city hospital, not your Luo family's lotus building. Hu Qing is standing here. If you dare to touch their heads, I guarantee that tonight there will be no Luo family in Guangzhou." And what? The atmosphere in the emergency room instantly went into an extremely agitated stage. Most of the people here in the emergency room did not know Hu Qing and did not understand what Hu Qing was capable of, that he could threaten the Luo family in such a way. Can he threaten the wealthy and powerful Luo family? To everyone's surprise, when the noblewoman saw Hu Qing, her face suddenly changed and she took a few steps back in fear, saying in a stammering voice, "And what? Hu, Mr. Hu, why are you here? This is a misunderstanding, a beautiful misunderstanding." And what? The crowd heard the noblewoman's words, are dumbfounded, surprised to look at Hu Qing, this middle-aged uncle in the and have what ability? How could he scare the arrogant and domineering Mrs. Luo into this state? Instantly scaring a female tiger into a bitch. Hu Qing managed the Huan Yu Century Group. Belongs to the South China region of China, Guangzhou City branch. In Guangzhou City is a huge thing, a quarterly revenue of up to 50 billion yuan, standing for many years in addition to other subgroups belonging to the South China region to help each other, but also in the city of Guangzhou. Black and white. Hu Qing is also a big figure in Guangzhou City. The Luo family also has some power in the city of Guangzhou, has also been many times to curry favor with Hu Qing, but Hu Qing are ignored. This Mrs. Luo is naturally recognized Hu Qing and the Luo family in front of Hu Qing is really not enough, like a mouse to see the wolf, do not hold up the tail, but to be rooted out. Hu Qing said in a deep voice, "And what, Mrs. Luo, if not for your excessive grief over the death of your son, I'll have you blown out now. Apologize to my customers and get out." And what? The noblewoman's face was ugly. Just now she was thundering, threatening to find someone to turn Chen Mulan. Now it's good, kick the iron plate. She couldn't understand. How could a small, unworthy family like the Chen family make Hu Qing so angry? Even if he supported the Chen family, he would not be able to flip with their Luo family. One word was enough to make the Luo family not dare to touch Chen Mulan. Unless this is a statement? Who is he making a statement to? The noblewoman is at least a celebrity in the high society of Guangzhou. Her head is not too bad. She quickly guessed the reason in this. But how she looked at Qin Ming did not feel that this silk lad has any special, much less link to Qin Ming and Hu Qing have any relationship. The noblewoman thought of a point, but could not think of a second point, missed an opportunity to befriend the world's most powerful tycoon. After hesitating for a long time, she still couldn't let go of the Luo family's glory and wealth, face and dignity and whatnot. She could only give up. She had to bow her head and apologize. And what, Miss Chen, what just happened was just my insane words of insanity. You just understand my feelings of a mother who missed her son. Forgive me. All your medical expenses in the hospital will be borne by our Luo family. And what? Snap, snap. The noblewoman kept slapping herself with a particularly loud sound that could be clearly heard by the people outside the door. She also endured the pain and made amends and quote, "Auntie was too excited just now and hit you, I'll make it up to you," and quote, The noblewoman's attitude reversal, so that the crowd in the emergency room stunned. After apologizing, the woman's face was red with shame and anger, and she did not want to stay for half a second longer. She was about to leave, but Hu Qing shouted angrily, and quote, "Stop, there's more," and quote. The lady was stunned. Who else? Kneeling on the floor of the Chen Tim? If Hu Qing cared about Tim Chen, he would have helped Tim Chen stand up as soon as he came in. Hu Qing nudged her eyes, signaling that she had to make amends with Qin Ming before she would stop. The noblewoman was puzzled. So, this ordinary young man? Is it worth it? The noblewoman can't figure out. This ordinary young man can't make Hu Qing so important, right? Is it really top? Just because she made a fuss in the hospital, the impact is not good? But no matter what, Hu Qing words, she can only apologize to Qin Ming again and quote, "Young man, sorry, auntie, and you look at the joke, you do not take it to heart," and quote. Hu Qing walked up to Qin Ming and asked, and quote, "Is it okay?" and quote. Qin Ming nodded slightly before Hu Qing turned around and said, and quote, "Yes, get lost immediately. If you dare to disturb my hospital patients again, be careful, I will make your Luo family disappear." And quote. The noblewoman was amnestied and left the hospital like a fugitive. For this result, Qin Ming felt acceptable. After all, Chen Mulin and he is just ordinary friends. Help to this extent can be. Chen Tim felt very dreamy. He had already done the idea of sacrificing his daughter to save the whole family. The result suddenly killed a Hu Qing. Scared the Luo family to apologize. Is his Chen family is going to be lucky? Chen Tim stepped forward and said and quote, "Mr. Hu, forgive my clumsy eyes, I have not heard of my Mr. Hu's origin. But just now Mr. Hu for my daughter, very grateful. I do not know if Mr. Hu is free, I would like to ask," and quote. Hu Qing waved his hand, said and quote, "No need to thank me, your daughter is our young master's friend." Then naturally, Secretary Song? And quote. Song Ying came over at the right time, whispered two words in Hu Qing's ear. Hu Qing was suddenly shocked, and quickly said and quote, "Thanks to the reminder of Secretary Song, or almost made a big mistake," and quote. Hu Qing changed his tone and said, and quote, "Our young master just passed by the hospital and saw someone causing trouble here. He said that the hospital should be a place to treat patients and save lives, and that medical disturbances are strictly prohibited, so I took action. You do not have to thank me, to thank my young master." And quote. Chen Tim would like to know the young master in Hu Qing's mouth, but he looked at the door, and there is no distinguished young master. Thinking that who you say Hu Qing explained, and quote, "Our young master is very busy. He may have gone back now, next time have the opportunity." And quote. Chen Tim was very sorry. He thought he had a chance to climb up to the powerful class in Guangzhou, but he looked at his daughter. He thought his daughter looked good. The young master will not see Chen Mulin? It is not possible to say that there will be opportunities in the future. Qin Ming is more satisfied with Hu Qing's treatment. He asked Song Ying to remind Hu Qing in time, do not reveal his true identity. Things have been resolved. He did not need to force pretend. The main reason he is afraid that after he pretend, Chen Mulin like him can do. He also has to finish his studies in a low-profile After the matter was resolved, Chen Mulin was hospitalized and the group had to leave, but before leaving, Qin Ming suddenly found a friend authentication message in his phone. But it was Chen Mulin who came. The latter is holding the phone waiting for Qin Ming's authentication message, and suddenly shyly bowed his head. Qin Ming smiled lightly. He also did not show off his wealth. Ah, Chen Mulan, this is what is wrong. Chapter 25. The next day at noon. In the dining hall, Zhao Li knew after last night's incident, the heart cannot forget yesterday's incident in the hospital, said Enquat. You say, the surname wait for the big man, said the young master in the end who is. Enquat. Qin Ming holding a cell phone to check some current affairs news, distracted should say Enquat. Rich people, right. Enquat. Liang Xiaoyang also chatting with his girlfriend on his cell phone, responded Enquat. The son of an important leader, right. Otherwise how to afford the word young master? Enquat. Sun Jipeng sighed. Enquat. Why am I not a rich second generation? It's good to have money and power. At least it's good to have the power of the Luo family. Enquat. Zhao Linyu slapped the table and said, Enquat. Hey, I say you guys, grow up. I see that the young master seems to be interested in Chen Mu inspiration. If Xiao Ming was taken away, then what can be done? Enquat. Qin Ming put away the phone, said Enquat. It does not matter. Originally I was not very interested in Chen Mulan, although she is quite beautiful, but too proud. Cannot listen to others. I'm okay with her as a friend, but I can't get along. Enquat. Zhao Li. Niu depressed. Enquat. Hey, Xiao Ming, you can't do this, chasing girls to be cheeky, but also have to work hard. Chen Mulan how, that day in the ward was also touched by you, right? To you said not. Sorry, proving that she is not an irredeemable woman. There is no class this afternoon. You buy a bouquet of flowers and some fruit, go and visit her. Enquat. Qin Ming shook his head and said, Enquat. No, I have to participate in club activities this afternoon. Let's go. Enquat. Once Qin Ming left, Zhao Li Niu sighed. Enquat. Xiao Ming lost his love this time. He was hurt quite badly. I think it is not easy for him to get out of love for the time being. We have a dormitory for 3 years. I do not want to see him depressed. Enquat. Liang Xiaoyang nodded and said, Enquat. Why don't we think of another way to give him a push? My girlfriend has a good relationship with Chen Mulan. If the two of them can become a pair, there will be more interaction. Enquat. Sun Jipeng said. Enquat. We have to think long and hard about this, and give Xiao Ming a surprise. Enquat. The company's main goal is to provide the best possible service to its customers. The first thing you can do is to go to the badminton court and talk to Ni Haitang, which will give him a moment of peace. So recently Qin Ming has been more active in club activities. But when he passed by the convenience store, Qin Ming unexpectedly saw the girl who was in the hospital yesterday, Bai Yuchen. Qin Ming is very surprised, recently always run into her, feel a bit of fate as well. Just see her wearing a Enquat, Bear Enquat, cartoon doll clothes, seems to have just finished promoting the leaflet, sweaty sitting in the shade to rest, next to a bottle of water, and an ordinary pineapple bread, that is probably a lunch. That cartoon mannequin suit is very large. Set in the inside of the white jade pure looks so thin, as if a gust of wind can blow away. However, the sunlight through the shade hit her pale sides, although hard, but her face is full of smiles. Qin Ming inexplicably some touch. In the past, he was not like this. After working hard, looking forward to the salary settlement, then again can buy cosmetics for Li Meng. Suddenly, 3 girls came out of the kiosk next to him. The girls were walking on their own, and suddenly after seeing Bai Yu Chun, they went towards her. Qin Ming had a bad feeling, and wanted to remind Bai Yuchen, but it was already too late. Wow! A bottle of juice poured Directly on Bai Yuchen's black headlock, juice and sweat melt into one, so she jumped up and looked back. For a girl, Big Thunder said in Quat, Bai Yuchen, you can huh? We spend money to you, let you wash our clothes, you put me $2,000 of black swan dress washed a hole? Last night, you were afraid, hiding under which flyover overnight without seeing anyone. You think by today I'll be angry, and Quat, Bai Yuchen said pitifully in Quat, Zhou Yun, I just took it to dry cleaning and brought it back according to you, I didn't do anything, and Quat, the owner of the dry cleaning store said that the person was in good condition after washing. You are giving me bullshit? The clothes broke a hole you do not know? Take it back directly? Your brain is grass? I can't wear my 2,000 yuan clothes like this, thanks to I also in the spirit of the dormitory to take care of you, to give you paid work, you are good, washing a clothes cannot do. How? Pay me back, or this is not over. And Quat, a girl next to me said, and Quat, tisk, rhyme, look at her skipping class. To do part-time work, like the rich. And Quat, a third girl, quick on her feet, suddenly reached out and grabbed a bag hanging around Bai Yuchen's waist and said proudly, and Quat, look, there are hundreds of dollars here, right? It should be part-time settlement money. And Quat, Bai Yuchen's face changed dramatically and Quat, give it back to me, that is my mother's nutrition fee. She's in the hospital, she can't make it without this money. And Quat, Zhou Yun kicked Bai Yuchen away, wearing a cartoon doll costume. She had a bad center of gravity, fell and could not easily stand up, but she was so anxious that tears were spinning in her eyes. Bai Yuchen directly on the ground, crawling to Zhou Yun's feet, looking up and crying, and Quat, please. My mother just finished surgery, the doctor said, is now in need of nutrition, otherwise it is easy to not survive. I will pay back the money for the skirt later, as long as my mother has passed this dangerous period, I will work to pay back the money, please. This money is really not allowed. And Quat, it's only right to pay back what you owe. And Quat, the two girls beside Zhou Yun pressed Bai Yuchen left and right. Zhou Yun picked up the bottle of juice and poured it towards Bai Yuchen's face. She smiled fiercely and coldly and Quat, don't say my dormitory indifference, 40 pieces of change back to you. And here 500 only counted to pay me back a quarter. You still want to study in this school, you will give me to remember. And Quat, Zhou Yun. 3 women took the money and walked away laughing, and when they crossed a lane, the 3 women laughed even more unrestrainedly. And Quat, ha, that stupid woman, poor and stupid, believes everything she says. And Quat, $2,000 of debt easily counted to her head, Rhyme's sister can really smart. And Quat, Zhou Yun smugly said. And Quat, otherwise you think I started to let her do odd jobs, $10 a time to run errands, so give so cool for what? It's just to catch a big fish with a long line, $100 for $2,000. The poor girl like her should be for our amusement. And Quat, under the shade of the tree, Qin Ming did not move, because he did not know what kind of identity to appear. After all, he didn't really know the girl in front of him. He watched Bai Yuchen take out tissues to wipe the juice and sweat from her face. She looked quite a mess, while the tears couldn't stop coming out. Some of the students passing around were in a hurry, and no one lingered in front of her. Qin Ming narrowed his eyes. He did not understand what happened to this society. Why do they poor people, they must be bullied? Is it really for the rich, in order to protect them? Qin Ming picked up the hood of the mannequin suit and walked over. Bai Yuchen saw the shadow of a man enveloping her. She raised her head and saw Qin Ming. Her original aggrieved and painful eyes suddenly shrunk. She quickly took off the cartoon toy clothes, fled like running out of school. Qin Ming was stunned. You run what ah? Chapter 26. Bai Yuchen ran in front, Qin Ming chased behind. The university city is composed of a number of universities. There are some small parks and artificial lakes. Bai Yuchen ran to the edge of the artificial lake, because not yet eaten lunch, really no strength. She bit her lips, leaning against the edge of the guardrail. Bai Yuchen was so anxious that she was at a loss for words and quote, "Don't come over. If you come over again I will jump." And quote. Qin Ming gasped, looking at this half of the body has been suspended girl. He wondered, he looks like a flood of beasts? Qin Ming saw her looking for death, is also angry. The water depth of 1.5 meters of artificial lake can drown people? You tease me. He called out and quote. You jump ah, do not jump as a puppy. And quote. Bai Yuchen bit his lips. Look at the breezy lake, and then look at the Qin Ming who has been chasing her, and think of his brother took the money and ran away, and she was forced to pay back the loan sharks, and her mother is still in the hospital waiting for her to send food. Cannot help but feel sad from the heart. And quote, if I have to jump into the lake to let me go, I will jump. And quote. Bai Yuchen tears flooded the corners of the eyes, turned around and jumped, and really jumped into the lake. Qin Ming was stunned, rushed up, reached out and grabbed Bai Yuchen's wrist. In the nick of time, Qin Ming pulled Bai Yuchen, pulled her back, reached out and wrapped his arms around her waist. The two of them hugged each other through the guardrail. And quote. Boing. And quote. Bai Yuchen out a low hum, while the pale cheeks instantly a red. She is the first time a man so hard hug. She hurriedly small hand forcefully push away Qin Ming and quote. You quickly let go of me. I have no money. I really have no money. I beg you, let me go. And quote. The more Bai Yuchen struggled, the more Qin Ming hugged harder. He hugged Li Meng's body, not so thin, not so soft. He kind of understand the meaning of the words soft as no bones. Probably this is now the feeling. He said, and quote, I let go. You really fell into the lake. Come here first. I promise, I will not hurt you. And quote. Bai Yuchen will be doubtful across the guardrail, and then sit helplessly on the ground. Qin Ming looked bent down, laughing at such a beautiful Cinderella, said and quote. You mixed really miserable it. And quote. Bai Yuchen hugged her legs and buried her face between her knees. She said and quote. I know you're looking for me. It must be for the 88,000. I'm sorry. You may not believe me when I say it. The original should be given to the hospital by my brother to my mother for heart bypass surgery, but my brother used fake money to steal the exchange and then ran away. So I don't have any money to pay you back. If you can accommodate me for some time, I will find a way to pay you back. And quote. Qin Ming's heart moved. So this silly girl thought he was here to collect the debt, so she ran so fast, really silly and cute. But he was now globally rich, not short of that 88,000. However, despite this, Bai Yuchen still did not escape responsibility. She took on the debt, and did not let Qin Ming go to her brother for money. Qin Ming said and quote, you are really stupid. I donated to you at first, did not think to ask for back. And quote. Bai Yuchen suddenly cried, tears fell and quote. But without that money, your girlfriend will not be gone? I really did not mean to break you up. I do not want to be a bad woman. Ooh. Sorry. And quote. Qin Ming froze, his heart inexplicably sour up, or the first time someone because his first love broke up, and crying, or an outsider who knows nothing. He looked at the crying Bai Yuchen, wiping away the tears at the corners of her eyes. Said and quote. We broke up, not because of the 88,000, you are too much. And what, really? You're not just trying to comfort me, right? And what? Bai Yu Chen looked over pitifully and asked. Qin Ming knocked a chestnut at her, saying and what? Really, you are also a college student. Why do you act like a schoolboy? Do not know how to distinguish themselves? Your boyfriend to lose 88,000, you will break up with your boyfriend? Because of money. And break up are not true love. And what? Bai Yu Chen buried her face between her legs again and said, and what? I've never had a boyfriend, I don't know. And what? Qin Ming stretched out his hand and said, and what? Meet Qin Ming from the economics class, how about you? And what? Bai Yu Chen shyly stretched out her hand, shook hands with Qin Ming, said and what? E-commerce department, this year's sophomore. My name is Bai Yu Chen. And what? Qin Ming felt her hand was soft and weak, but her fingers were slender and long, and her skin was thick with calluses, presumably due to long work. He smiled lightly and what? So is the school sister. Look at you strange poor, need me to help you? And what? Bai Yu Chen shook his head, said and what? No, I have grown up, I can stand on my own. Thank you for your kindness. And what? Qin Ming was surprised and said and what? Really? I know a stock market bull. She recently lacked a secretary. The salary is quite a lot. If you go to take up the post, every month should be stable and have a good income, immediately can live a good life. And what? Bai Yu Chen heard, willow eyebrows immediately wrinkled, the stock market bull. That is not all 40 or 50 years old specializing in fooling stockholders' lewd uncle? A half-bald, middle-aged man with glasses and a lecherous smile came to her mind. A high salary? How could she, a college girl who hadn't graduated yet, be highly paid? Secretary? That is not all those. Boss's mistress? If you're a junior, you do get a high salary, and you don't have to work, you can open your legs every day. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. Qin Ming saw her so insistent, Hart is also quite helpless, but he does not want to force her. Qin Ming said and what? Right, chasing you so far, your lunch is also gone. I treat you to a meal as compensation. And what? Bai Yu Chen shook his head, said and what? No. Lost your money, and wasted so much of your time, I'm not really hungry. And what? Goo goo. ... Bai Yu Chen's stomach indisputably roared with hunger. She was very embarrassed to cover her stomach. In fact, she did not eat breakfast because she wanted to save some money to buy tonic for her mother. Qin Ming looked at the guarded Bai Yu Chen, not angry, but a little heartbroken. Despite the constant refusal, but always remain polite, she may have long been accustomed to the malice of the world, can only be so powerless and careful to protect the weak themselves. Qin Ming took out his wallet and handed Bai Yu Chen $100, put it in her palm and said, and what? I'll buy you dinner, take it. I have eaten your suffering, I understand what you understand about life. I hope that the next time you see you, you are still you. And what? Bai Yu Chen took the 100, a breeze blew across her silk on the lake. She then looked at Qin Ming's back as he left, her heart inexplicably touched. Perhaps this person did not want to tease her to approach her. Perhaps he was really a good intention. After Qin Ming walked away, he called Song Ying and said, and what? Song Ying, how is the operation of the girl whose mother I asked you to help yesterday? And what? Song Ying reported, and what? The operation went well, the rest just needs bed rest and nutrition. And what? Qin Ming thought about it and said, and what? Well, find a reason to send her 10,000 yuan for nutrition. And what? Song Ying was very surprised. And what? less also like that girl. That girl needs me to send someone to protect it. And quat. Chin Ming dumbfounded smile and quat. No. Just give an ordinary girl a little light. After all, I am a global rich. I can inherit so much money from my righteous father, but it was also a small act of kindness back then. And quat. On the other end of the phone, Song Ying heard this answer. A smile on his face, said and quat. Young master. Do not worry, I will do a good job. Young master has one more thing. The captains of the domestic hunting teams in China want to meet young master. Young master needs to arrange a meeting with them. And quat. Chin Ming's heart moved, immediately promised and quat. The time is set at 6 o'clock. Tonight, let them arrange a place, then you come to school to pick me up. And quat. Chapter 27. Chin Ming went back to school and went to the badminton club to look for Ni Haitang first, but he was delayed by Bai Yuchen's business. But when he arrived at the badminton court, he found that the group was gathered around Ni Haitang and not playing. Just as he approached, he heard the crowd reassuring Ni Haitang. And quat. Haitang, don't worry, your family is so rich, and you know many people, so it's easy to pass such a little storm. And quat. Yes, who doesn't have some problems in their family? And quat. Don't worry too much, it's useless for you to mope around here, why don't we go out and play? And quat. Yes, a thin camel is bigger than a horse, so it won't be too bad. And quat. Chin Ming listened to these people's words. It seems that Ni Haitang's family had a very serious matter. Chin Ming's arrival, Fang Jinsheng, the first present, said. And quat. Yo, Chin Ming, you give up to come? This is the time, you might as well not come. You still think of yourself as a member of the badminton club? Or do you take yourself as a master? Want to come, want to go away? And quat. Zhang Qingqing is also very dissatisfied, hands crossed waist. Scolded and quat. Chin Ming, recently you have grown capable of all day long where to work. Do you know how troublesome it is to have no one to pick up badminton all over the place? Thirsty no one. Handed water, how much time is wasted? And quat. Other girls also said. And quat. No, Chin Ming, the president is so good to you, you still do not know how to be grateful. Do you want a shame? Ah, and quat. A boy disgruntled leaked and quat. Tisk, because you are not here, today is my ball pickup. Chin Ming, you have to thank me. And quat. Chin Ming is speechless, you are all giant babies? The college students, their own thing still all day long to expect him to do. Chin Ming ignored these people. The only reason he came to badminton club is only Ni Haitang. He asked and quat. Haitang, what happened? And quat. Fang Jinsheng was immediately angry. He was most unhappy with the way Chin Ming cared so much about Ni Haitang. Obviously a poor silk, all day fantasizing about eating swan meat. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are doing. He immediately ridiculed and quat. You a stinking silk and can help what? Do not see what status you have. And quat. Zhang Qingqing also said and quat. This is not what you should know, Chin Ming. You're a poor silk, it's useless to know. And quat. The others also followed and echoed. And quat. You can honestly carry the bag for the president. And quat. That's right, these things you are useless to worry about, unless you're a rich kid. And quat. Chin Ming, go clean up the court. We are going to. Later I don't want to pick up the ball for you anymore. And quat. Ni Haitang hand pinched the phone, seems to be waiting for what news. Look, she looked up to Chin Ming, very powerless, said and quat. Chin Ming, my family. Hey, it is useless to talk to you, just white let you worry. And quat. Chin Ming said, and quat. You say, I listen, and quote, the more discontent Fang Jin Sheng reached out and pressed Qin Ming, said and quote, Qin Ming, you are not out of your mind today? I ask you to clean up the court, you, and quote, but Fang Jinsheng's words came to an abrupt end, because Qin Ming will Fang Jinsheng's hand to a dead squeeze, fingers dead pinch Fang Jinsheng's wrist cartilage, the pain he faced distorted. Qin Ming is also intolerable, said, and quote, from today, I Qin Ming to badminton club, no longer pick up the ball. Who let me pick up the ball, then beat me to say. I can tell you that I started fighting in elementary school until I was in senior high school. Basically I'm a dozen of the same school to fight. Don't be great just because you have a few stinking dollars, and quote, snap. Qin Ming wrist force dragged Fang Jinsheng to the ground. Fang Jinsheng screamed. His right shoulder fell to the ground, so painful that he could not stand up for a while. Fang Jinsheng was sweating in pain, and quote, Qin Ming, you dare to hit me, you want to die? How dare you hit me? Who are you? You're just a poor bastard. Believe it or not, I'll get someone to clean you up. President, he hit me, and quote, serves you right, men fighting with women, and quote. Zhang Qingqing looked on indifferently. She did not have a good feeling about Fang Jinsheng, even less than Qin Ming. Qin Ming is at least the errand boy she recruited to come and go. This Fang Jinsheng scolded Qin Ming before not properly weighing her identity. Qin Ming is you can scold? Qin Ming, her Zhang Qingqing's lackey, can only be scolded by her Zhang Qingqing. Ni Haitang came over and said, and quote, you guys stop arguing, Qin Ming. In fact, the recent stock market has been bad. My family's shares have been maliciously acquired. Even some of the previous small shareholders also sold their stakes, and Dad is a major shareholder, but the stake in the hands of only 40%, and now someone has already acquired 41% of the equity. My dad's company will soon be snatched away. And quote, the other party is a peer. Taking my dad's company is not at all to earn money, it is just to mess up my dad's company. And quote, last time I asked you to help me make some money in the stock market, I thought I would take it to my dad, thinking it would help, but it didn't work at all. I was too naive. And quote, the more Ni Haitang said, the sadder she became, and the tears couldn't stop falling down. After listening to this, Qin Ming felt that it was really dramatic. This kind of malicious acquisition is usually only born in TV. But he didn't expect that he would come across it in reality. No wonder Ni Haitang is so sad. If it is a malicious merger of peers, then there will be a lot of black box operation. Once the loss of real power, the Ni family is like a pavilion in the air, with the company's losses. Scandals of all kinds of explosions, the Ni family hard-won rivers and mountains and unable to protect, and finally the company began to lose money, then the Ni family is completely gone. At the end of the day, those shares held in the hands, and cannot set any cash money. And quote, that Haitang, I can. And quote, Qin Ming felt that this kind of time must help Ni Haitang. Drops tilde. A Mercedes Maybach attracted the attention of the crowd. Ni Haitang wiped her tears, surprised, and quote, my brother came to see me. And quote, the crowd swallowed, so cool car. Ah, a girl said obsessively. And quote, Haitang, her brother does not know if he has a wife. I do not know if there is a chance. And quote, another girl said with contempt. And quote, you have a pimple on your face, don't think about it. And quote, a group of people followed. Ni Haitang walked over. Ni Zhengming saw his sister and said, and quote, Dad said last time, now arrange for you to go. And quote, Ni Haitang heard a shock, subconsciously looked back at Qin Ming. Qin Ming showed an unknown expression. With him? Ni Haitang resisted and said, "En quat? Brother, I do not go can. Not, en quat?" Ni Zhengming fist clenched. Some doting touched Ni Haitang's head, said en quat, "If the Miss Mu family fancy me, there is no need for you to go. But people can't see me, sorry. Sister, en quat?" Ni Haitang looked gloomy and did not say anything more. Silently in the car, Zhang Qingqing hurriedly leaned over to the window and said, "En quat? Xiaotong, do you really want to go?" "En quat?" Ni Haitang tears at the corners of her eyes, said en quat? "Yes, I can't ignore such a big incident at home. Qingqing, don't worry, I'll be fine. By the way, don't tell Qin Ming about me going on a blind date." En quat? The crowd watched Ni Haitang leave, and many people were not sure what had happened and came up to ask Zhang Qingqing. But Zhang Qingqing is also hot-tempered, such as fried lion said en quat? "Nothing happened, go back to play ball, I am tired of it." En quat? When Zhang Qingqing walked past Qin Ming, she also cursed in anger en quat? "Useless things, I really do not know what to do with you." En quat? The more Qin Ming felt puzzled, he did not know anything. Chapter 28. After Ni Haitang left, Qin Ming was always a little uncomfortable in his heart, which seemed to have something to hide from him. Especially the way she looked back at him. Qin Ming read a kind of reluctance in that look. He immediately called Ni Haitang, but before the phone was connected, Ni Haitang hung up, which made Qin Ming very dismayed. The message was not returned, the call was not answered. Qin Ming's heart increasingly have a bad feeling. Qin Ming had to go to Zhang Qingqing to ask about the situation en quat? "President, what happened?" En quat? En quat? "Not just what you see." En quat? Zhang Qingqing gave him a blank stare in exasperation and said, en quat? "What? You still want to save the Ni family from a crisis? With you? Don't daydream." En quat? Fang Jinsheng also curious. En quat? "President, you just say it." Haitang suddenly go where? People like Qin Ming certainly cannot help, but we may be able to. En quat? Other club members also asked. En quat? "Yes, President, we are not the same as Qin Ming. We will help." En quat? Zhang Qingqing got annoyed again and said, en quat? "Which one of you has tens of billions at home? Or just spend it without pain in the dark, if there is, but can help, no words. Or shut up." En quat? Gulp, the crowd swallowed saliva. Tens of billions? They have such people here? Zhang Qingqing fire up, scolded one by one en quat? Qin Ming has always been a silk, he toad. Want to eat swan meat, I also do not say. After all, he is a stinking silk, like to daydream all day long. What about you guys? The family is good, right? Don't you know what reality means? The Haitang family is a listed company, now suffering a hostile takeover. Immediately the company is someone else's. Their family must try to raise money? But to help, without tens of billions, it is impossible. En quat? The crowd was silent for a while. Although their families are good, but the monthly pocket money is only about 2,000 kind. Altogether, cannot get 100 million, let alone 10 billion. Zhang Qingqing said en quat? Haitang is now going on a blind date, is the son of the 18th General Administration of Construction in China Province, He Kun, or second marriage. His ex-wife, because he could not stand his sexual violence, fled. Alas! You can help what? Century building, the top floor about the dinner, that kind of place. Go in, and also identity tickets. Low identity people cannot get into. You do not eat salty carrot light worry. En quat? Century building, the landmark building of Guangzhou City. Qin Ming remembered this place, silently turned around and left. Zhang Qingqing watched Qin Ming leave and said, and quote, Qin Ming, you don't want to go to mess up, right? Tisk, originally Haitang asked me not to tell you, is afraid that you go to mess. If Haitang matchmaking failure, her family cannot save, you are the culprit, and quote, Fang. Jinsheng simply went forward to stop him, said and quote, Qin Ming, you want to go to mess up? That's not harming me Haitang, and quote, yes, you can't even get tens of billions, not to mention hundreds of dollars, and quote. Fang Jinsheng angrily rebuked, and quote, usually, you stick to Haitang. And now you can't help, and go to mess up, since Haitang chose to go, then take the decision, no matter what, the future is also a broad wife, you go to mess up, spoil the marriage, Haitang will not be poor and suffer in the future? You think everyone is like you, born with a poor life, and quote. Qin Ming suddenly laughed and looked at Fang Jinsheng playfully, saying and quote, Fang Jinsheng, you seem to like Haitang too. I thought you were different from those who have a crush on Haitang. You are at least a man of action, but as soon as you heard tens of billions of dollars, you were scared out of your wits, and quote. Fang Jinsheng's face sank and he retorted, and quote, so you have tens of billions? Don't talk big here, you are a poor silk, worse than me, can't save me. Haitang, I call this letting go for love, and quote, humph, and quote. Qin Ming coldly snorted, what bullshit let go for love, you cannot see Ni Haitang wiping tears when she got into the car? Qin Ming lied and said, and quote, I just have enough time to do a part-time job, don't get in my way, and quote. Fang Jinsheng was stunned, mockingly said and quote, haha, talking so well, the original is also dry eyes, I poo, and quote. The others also laughed, and quote, so busy earning money. Thanks to what he just said so grandly, I thought he was going to break into the Century Building alone, and quote. Zhang Qingqing secretly shook her head and quote, Haitang, you care so much about the man, not even the courage to break into the Century Building for you. What do you expect from him? Marrying He Kun is not bad, at least there is an endless supply of glory and wealth, and quote. Qin Ming walked straight out of the campus, called Song Ying and said, and quote. Song Ying, send a car to pick me up immediately. By the way, investigate the family background of my friend Ni Haitang's company and boss the boss of the 18th General Construction Bureau of China Province, and quote. 5 minutes, a long Rolls-Royce docked outside the school gate. Song Ying today is still a black work clothes, looks like her body has a special curve. Qin Ming got into the car and took the information from Song Ying's urgent investigation. Ni family's company is to buy the bathroom, but the recent market is not good, coupled with the stock market turmoil, the size of the shareholders have been bought shares at a high price, and now someone has control of the equity over the Ni family. And it just so happens that the He family has 11% of the shares in hand. As long as the Ni family can buy back 2%, then the company is still the Ni family. Qin Ming has read these information. Also understand, Ni Haitang is now sacrificing their own marital happiness, save the whole family. Qin Ming asked curiously, and quote. These companies are listed companies. I want to help the Ni family. It will cost a lot of money. The overall impact on the Huan Yu Century Group, and quote. Song Ying laughed and said, and quote. Young master can rest assured that it is not just a matter of tens of billions of dollars. Compared to the annual revenue of the young master's quarterly financial reports throughout China, it is nothing. Now I am organizing the asset statistics for the young master in Asia. A conservative estimate, the quarterly financial income report for the whole Asia is $100 billion level. and Quat. Chin Ming nodded secretly. It seems he is still too conservative. But can't blame him for being conservative. After all, Chin Ming used to be really poor, and didn't know enough about Chong Hongxi, and didn't know enough about the Universal Century Group. 10 billion was astronomical for him. Song Ying suggested that and Quat, if the young master wants to help the Ni family, it is not necessary to buy the company, just let the Ni family still become the majority shareholder can be. From the He family to buy a little share does not need much money. No, maybe team leader Hu doesn't need to spend money to get his hands on it. Our Hu team leader is recently negotiating with the government a new urban transformation plan. The tender has been taken. The He family boss seems to want to mix a little share in exchange for a 100 billion project cooperation. The He family should be very happy, and Quat. Chin Ming's heart secretly marveled that in front of him respectful Hu Qing is so powerful. The government project could also be won. He touched the leather sand inside the Rolls-Royce, suddenly had a floating feeling, the feeling of being rich, really too cool. Is this the life of the upper class? Open mouth 10 billion, shut up 100 billion, that is not the children and grandchildren, that is real money. Chin Ming is quite the emperor, pointing out the mountains, said in Quat. Well, you have Hu Qing to bring the He family's shareholding. Then you can inform the Ni family. We hold 11% of the equity on his side. The shareholders meeting do not have to be afraid. But the equity in our hands is not for sale, and Quat. Song Ying immediately went to do it. The Rolls-Royce docked at the Century building downstairs. The general manager, who received the news early, rushed up to open the door and bowed and Quat. Secretary Song, are you here to discuss business or inspect today? Or is it? And Quat. Song Ying said indifferently and Quat. Shut up, what I want to do need to talk to you? Get out of the way. Young master, please. I forgot to tell the young master that the Century building is also the property of the young master, your property rights. And Quat. Chapter 29. When Chin Ming got down from the car, all the reception staff were stunned. This ordinary young man in front of him was the young master that Secretary Song was so respectful of. Are you kidding? They've seen all the tycoons, rich kids, red kids, and foreign tycoons coming in and out of here. No private custom-made suits, at least also have a brand name, at least wrist fast watch. Chin Ming also wears the back shoes. Dark blue jeans are washed white. The upper body is a cottage Adidas shirt, looks more shabby on how shabby than they do security or worse. But Song's secretary is their boss. Song's secretary so respectfully standing beside the young man, which they dare to say anything. Song Ying said, and Quat. Remember, this is your real boss, Chin Ming. And Quat. And Quat. Good day, boss. And Quat. A group of workers have bowed and saluted, even if the heart doubts. Most of them cite Chin Ming the boss, low profile, powerful. Is the boss was kidnapped before? So there is a psychological shadow, afraid to show their wealth? Chin Ming was a bit caught off guard. He was thinking of breaking into the Century building. Something happened to spend money to amortize. The results of the building are his. Chin Ming took out Ni Haitang's photo and asked, and Quat. How long has this girl been inside, and where is she? And Quat. A manager saw, said and Quat. Boss is a customer in the building 88th floor of the cafe. And Quat. Chin Ming nodded and said, and Quat. Song Ying, go and ask Hu Qing for the 11% of the He family's shareholding first, and inform me as soon as you get it. And Quat. Song Ying answered and went to do it. Chin Ming was led by the manager and hurried to the 88th floor of Century Tower. The 88th floor of the Century Tower, where there were not many people, but everyone who enjoyed their afternoon leisure time here would not have a bad status, and there was an open-air pool outside the floor, where some rich people were playing in the water with beautiful women. Qin Ming's eyes quickly swept over, looking for Ni Haitang's back. But Ni Haitang was not seen, but saw her brother, Ni Zhengming. Qin Ming hurriedly went forward. Qin Ming, while approaching, heard Ni Zhengming talking on the phone and quote, "Dad, you heart, I early prepared to them private rooms, once the success. He family will certainly low price those. Sell us, although sacrificed, but she will understand." And quote, because the distance is a bit far, Qin Ming cannot hear Ni Zhengming's words too clearly, but he has a growing sense of bad. But walking too fast at once did not see someone coming out of the corner he directly touched. Qin Ming felt the other side slippery, hurriedly back 2 steps, the first time to apologize and quote, "That sorry, I walked too fast, Li Meng." And quote, the person who was hit was none other than Li Meng. Li Meng was also stunned. How could she possibly run into Qin Ming in such a place? Century Building is not the usual high-class consumption occasions. Ordinary tickets have to start from $300 a meal. Per capita consumption of about $2,000, not to mention that this is the 88th floor of the elegant cafe. There is the same entertainment facilities, open-air pool, unbeatable city view, come in more than $1,000, not to mention other services. Li Meng was followed by a girl from the same class, as well as Yang Wei, Zhao Fugi, Ma Fei. Qin Ming could see that these people were here to get high and entertain. But the funny thing was that Zhao Fugi's hand was still in ointment, while he was still wearing a swimsuit. And quote, "Yo, Qin Ming." And quote, Yang Wei smugly reached out and hugged Li Meng, said and quote, "You are really infatuated. Last night pestered Meng Meng all day, and broke her phone, and today chased here. You the heart does not miss Meng Meng, then say, why pretend to be noble?" And quote, Zhao Fugi said disgustedly and quote, "Are you brain damaged? Li Meng is now my brother Yang Wei's woman. You toad want to eat swan meat? I've never seen a cheek as thick as yours." And quote, Ma Fei said curiously. And quote, "Brother Fugi, Brother Wei, how did he get in? The tickets are quite expensive, right? He can afford it? Is it a secret entry?" And quote, Qin Ming anxiously crossed these people, anxiously said. And quote, "I am not looking for you, please get out of the way." And quote, Yang Wei scoffed and quote, "Not looking for us? Then you are looking for the manager just now? Oh, I see, you are here to seek employment. After all, working in such a place, part-time salary is not low, ha ha ha. Qin Ming, you've grown in ambition, you know how to pick a job. But even if you work here, you are still serving us." And quote, Zhao Fugi said arrogantly and quote, "Well, you are also worthy of serving people." And quote, Qin Ming was annoyed, directly pushed them away, to force through, and then later, that Ni Zhengming people are gone. But Qin Ming to go, Yang Wei and Zhao Fugi the more obstructive. They are certain that Qin Ming is to apply for a job, otherwise how could be let in? And just now the manager also passed by here. Qin Ming afraid not to find the manager? Yang Wei yanked Qin Ming's arm and said, and quote, "Where are you going?" Qin Ming, we are a classmate, not chatting a few words? The work or something aside, and quote, the company is also a loyal lapdog, and will not give Qin Ming a chance to go over. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. Qin Ming is anxious to find Ni Zhengming, did not want to pay attention to them. The results of their obstruction, he looked up again, is missing. Ni Zhengming. And quat. Grass Mudhorse. The tiger is not powerful, you think I sick. Cat. And quat. Qin Ming, completely fire in vain force to break away from the two, grabbed Ma Fei's back strength on the side of the wall and ruthlessly smashed over. Boom! Ma Fei head directly into the wall, through the blood flow, directly, two eyes black, fell to the ground. Floppy cannot stand up. Yang Wei hit a cold shiver. He remembered his fellow countryman Qin Ming, since childhood, from the village to the town, and then to the county, because he used to be a prick. Qin Ming before is not what good. After his senior year, Qin Ming completely restrained, 4 years. Let Yang Wei thought, society has sharpened his sharpness and backbone, money crushed his dignity. But when he saw Qin Ming wipe the blood splattered on his face and look back at him, Yang Wei's teeth chattered with fear. Qin Ming flew straight up and kicked Yang Wei off the pool. Li Meng and another girl were also scared to death. They knew Qin Ming for 3 years, but never saw such a ferocious side of Qin Ming. Zhao Fugi hurriedly shouted and quat, hit. People, security, security. Qin Ming, you crazy, dare to do it in the Century Building, you know do not want to be here. And quat, the first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. Qin Ming, another slap, said angrily, and quat, I hit you the whole day, nothing to do. To find me trouble, you do not bother. The old son also bothered. And quat. Zhao Fugi was wildly scattered 2 slaps, only to feel the stars in the eyes, walking unsteadily, swayed a few times, followed by the fall into the pool. Qin Ming did not care about these people, rushed to find Ni Zhengming. But the 18th floor is very large. In addition to the open-air pool, there are internet cafe, game room, indoor golf, sauna, beauty spa, etc. To find Ni Zhengming is really not easy. The more Qin Ming couldn't find, the more anxious he was. He was worried about what had happened to Ni Haitang. He simply pushed the door of the meeting room from room to room and barged in. The other side, Yang Wei and Zhao Fugui from the pool, see the security guards who rushed. Angry teeth itch, cursing and quat. Over there, come with me, son of AB*TCH Qin Ming, today I do not get you dead. And quat. Chapter 30. Ni Haitang, some panic, study room, private room, only she and the rich second generation He Kun too. The layout of this room, the left side is a supply of lunch break, simple large bed, the right side is attached to the high floor windows of the desk, aside from the bookcase and talks table and chairs. She looked at He Kun, about 30, on the thin side, the forehead before the head fell, although dressed very civilized, but the eyes of that can not be hidden. Ni Haitang grew up to see more. He Kun touched the Rolex watch in his hand, said, and quat, Miss Ni, we are not ambiguous. As long as you agree to marry me, then our He family owns 11% of your Ni's bathroom will be sold to you. And quat, once you hear marry He Kun. Ni Haitang remembered the previous rumors about He Kun. This person's ex-wife is unable to stand his sexual violence and left. I heard that her ex-wife was bitten off a piece of flesh on the chest. Ni Haitang collection under the table, nervously grasping the dress. She is very clear about the purpose of this visit. She did not have any choice, for mom and dad, for the family, for the Ni family 3 generations down the industry. Ni Haitang nodded slightly and said, and quat, I am willing to marry Mr. He, and I hope that Mr. He will sell us the equity tonight as a bride price. And quat. He Kun leaned back and said, and quat, no, that won't work. What if you guys go back on your word after selling your stake? You and I are both from a business family, don't pull any verbal promises. And quat. Ni Haitang bit her lips and asked, and quat, then what do you want? And quat. He Kun said in quote, immediately go to get a license, tonight I will sell the equity. In quote, as he was saying, He Kun's cell phone rang. He picked up the phone while walking towards the door and said in quote, think about it, my He family is also a prestigious family in Guangzhou. Your Ni family is also an emerging noble family, also considered a match. If you become my wife, I naturally will not watch my husband's family decline and do not care. End quote. Ni Haitang saw He Kun go out to talk on the phone, helplessly put her head on the table, tears in her eyes. She muttered under her breath and quote, tonight, I'm going to marry an uncle I'm not familiar with at all. Qin Ming, you want to know, for my heartache? End quote. Zzz. The phone in Ni Haitang's bag rang again. She took a look at it. It was Qin Ming's call. Ni Haitang smiled. Sadly, tears could not stop gushing out again. She once longed to have a true love, not a true love built on money or other interests, a pure love. But the cruelty of reality broke her beautiful dream, and she finally had to sacrifice her heart's fantasy for the sake of her family's interests. End quote. Qin Ming. Sorry, you can't help me. End quote. Ni Haitang looked at the ringing cell phone, cried a lot and quote, grandparents are already old, if the Ni family crossed, they will not be able to withstand the blow. I can't leave them alone for my own good. My brother broke up with my sister-in-law in order to save the Ni family by marrying the Mu family, and then went on a blind date with the Mu family, and we all gave a lot to this family, but someone had to sacrifice to do it. I have been pampered for 19 years. The rest of my life will be used to repay my family. End quote. Duh. Qin Ming's call was hung up again, and he ran in the middle of the building's corridor, somewhat bewildered, while his heart fell empty and hollow. End quote. Haitang. End quote. Qin Ming looked at the screen wallpaper on his cell phone, which was specially taken by Ni Haitang in his own dormitory to give him a spring-like smile, a smile that warms his heart, a smile that he wants to protect from the inside. Suddenly, Qin Ming understood. If a girl did not have a good feeling for him, why did she lie for him? Why wait for him to wake up drunk? Why turn around at the moment of getting into the car? Qin Ming was still anxiously searching from room to room when he suddenly saw a semi-bald uncle on the phone by the glass window of the building. End quote. I got it, Dad. Then this is it. End quote. He Kun had just finished talking on the phone and his face was quite sullen. Qin Ming hurriedly went up, took out his phone, pointed to the photo of Ni Haitang and asked in quote, Sir, excuse me, have you seen this girl? End quote. He Kun's eyes narrowed slightly, but he did not return and said in quote, No, I'm alone, don't disturb my lunch break. End quote. Qin Ming was so anxious that he ran to the front and knocked on other people's booths. He Kun returned to the restroom, his face sank. Just now his father called, told He Kun not to act rashly, because the Ni family has someone to cover. End quote. Damn, the stinking old man took matters into his own hands and suddenly gave away all his equity. Won't all my plans be lost? End quote. He looked at Ni Haitang sitting demurely in front of him, and the evil desire inside He Kun was already hard to suppress. He Kun touched the Rolex in his hand and thought, end quote, how can a mysterious person like Hu Qing help the Ni family? The swan's meat has flown away. But a woman like Ni Haitang, who is well educated and has one of a kind figure and appearance, is too much a loss to miss out on such a woman. Than those star models have more taste. The key is still virgin, still young. End quote. Ni Haitang has wiped away tears, sitting not dare to move, looking out the window of the high-rise landscape as the landmark Building in Guangzhou, 88-story building, there is really a kind of overview of the city, pointing out the feeling of rivers and mountains. Under the table that tightly grasped the phone, vibrates incessantly. Ni Haitang deliberately did not turn off the phone, turned to silent. She was actually warm in her heart. She knew that Qin Ming could not enter the Century Building, a high-end consumer place, but he kept calling her, is another kind of effort, so she felt relieved. He Kun came back, sat down and said in quote, not to get a license can also be, we first room together. The same is true when you have the reality of being a couple, and quote, He Kun crossed his legs, his eyes pierced through Ni Haitang's heart. He knew that at this time Ni Haitang had resigned herself to fate. There are many requirements, only need a little guidance, can be reached. And quote, HMPH, in the end, it's just a college student who grew up under the ivory tower. And quote, you have seen the cruelty of this society. And quote, when I take possession of your body, and then suddenly receive a phone call informing you that the Ni family is no longer in trouble, by then it will be too late even if you regret it. And quote, oh, little sister, how many shrewd business women, cautious and careful actresses, wealthy and illustrious rich white beauties have been gotten by me, He Kun, you? Still too young. And quote, later, we have to take a video, then you know the truth, if you want to threaten me. I also have a killer in hand. And quote, what about these days? A woman's reputation is still very important and the most powerful lethal weapon against you. Women. And quote, He Kun had already calculated in his heart, softly and hardly coupled with the threat of not selling equity. Ni Haitang, such a soft girl, could easily not resist and obediently go to bed. Ni Haitang was stared at by He Kun's cold eyes, her heart thumping plus beating. Going to bed? Now? She had never thought in all her life that her first time would be handed over under such circumstances. She knew she was destined to marry this man she didn't like, but at least it felt like the first time was left for the night of the wedding. And quote, this is too sudden. And quote, Ni Haitang stood up excitedly and said, and quote, let's, and quote, He Kun suddenly raised his voice and threatened, and quote, if you want the Ni family to be saved, we are destined to be united together. A day earlier, a little later makes no difference. Miss Ni, if you do not agree, please go. He Kun is a good law-abiding citizen, never stop you. But when the time comes that your Ni's sanitary group has been changed and your family's path has fallen, don't blame me for not coming to your aid. And quote, Ni Haitang sat back down again in despair, her eyes empty and godless. Her Ni family has no bottom card, everything is begging, everything is so passive. And quote, ooh, and quote, Ni Haitang lowered her head and couldn't help but gush out tears again. She tried her best not to cry and choked out and quote, can I go take a shower? And quote, He Kun lewdly raised the corners of his mouth, licked his lips, said and quote, yes, but I will not wash. And quote,